is shifting in Nigeria, and it's happening fast. Vice President Kashim Shettima is facing sidelining as APC insiders reportedly offer his 2027 running mate slot to Rabiu Kwankwaso. The 2023 NNPP presidential candidate is this an unlikely alliance or a political betrayal? Meanwhile, Peter Obi breaks his silence on 2027, promising to serve only one term, deliver stability in 2 years, and hand over power to the North in 2031. No desperate grabs for power, just a bolder promise to fix Nigeria. Is this the end of old rivalries and the birth of new political realities, or just another round of political games? I am Jerry Apelihai, your host on the issues, and tonight, joining me to break it all down are our esteemed panelist, political expert, ready to uncover the truth behind these power moves. This is the issues where we speak beyond the headlines, louder, and I advise that you stay with us. After this short break, we'll dig deeper into these topics and more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Let's dive straight into today's discussion. The founding National Secretary of the Alliance for Democracy, Professor Udenta, on Monday said that talks about a running mate for President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 election is a humiliation of Vice President Kashim Shettima. According to him, the fact that governors and other stakeholders in the All Progressive Congress, talking about APC, endorsed Tinubu for a second term but left out Shettima showed that the party has a plan underway. He faulted the APC for saying Tinubu's running mate would be decided after the party's convention, saying it ought not to be so. Meanwhile, a spokesperson for the new Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, Ladipo Johnson, has said it is not offensive for President Bola Tinubu or the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, to propose a vice presidential slot to Rabiu Kwankwaso, NNPP's 2023 presidential candidate for the 2027 elections. He emphasized that such an offer isn't an insult, although it remains uncertain whether Kwankwaso would accept it. Johnson disclosed that individuals from the APC have contacted him, urging him to persuade Kwankwaso to accept the role if offered. He noted that political decisions like this often depend on timing, shared values, and what aligns with the party's mission at any given moment. He further explained that the NNPP remains open to political discussions and alliances aimed at national progress post-2023 elections. All right, today I'm delighted to be joined by two esteemed guests. Here in the studio, we have Dr. Peter Anosike. Dr. Anosike is a philosopher, development economist, and best-selling author. He is also an erudite commentator on economy, finance, politics, and power. Great to have you join us.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure. And you're looking sharp and Monday-like. All right, joining us virtually for the first time, we have Kunle Adefolaran. He is a public affairs analyst, and it's great to have you join us on the issues.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
All right, like we traditionally do, we take it to our virtual guest first. And we'll start off with you, Kunle. What does it say about internal party discipline when APC leaders endorse Tinubu for 2027, but conspicuously sideline Vice President Shettima?
Thank you very much. I think we forget that we have timetable of activities as far as election is concerned in Nigeria. But very unfortunate, our political gladiators are not playing by the rules. So for me, I think it is untimely for APC leaders to start politicking as early as this period by way of endorsing Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu at this period. However, having said that, I think it's because our system is so funny, and lack of that internal democracy is what makes people to be laughing at us the way we are doing. Look at the event that happened at the Villa last time when Tinubu was endorsed by various stakeholders from caucus of National Assembly, leadership of National Assembly, governors forum, and what have you. We thought they will use that opportunity to give us scorecard of this administration, review performance, and re-strategize for the next 1 year before INEC will release political timetable for 2027 general election. But unfortunately, what happened that day was just pure jamboree. It shows we have not learned lesson as a country, whereby we find it very difficult to differentiate between governance and politicking. Because as far as I'm concerned, I think the government should be able to use tangible part of the 3 years to give good governance to Nigerians, and use the last 1 year to do the political process. Look at the unit set up by the president. Very brilliant idea. That unit that this Usman is overseeing, special advisor to the president on service delivery, monitoring and evaluation, and what have you. Very brilliant department. But who are they engaging? By this time, we expect that unit to showcase the scorecard beyond ministerial briefing that ministry is doing in collaboration with Ministry of Information. That gives Nigerians to understand where we are and how we want to get to where they promise us. But doing politics at this early stage, I think is too early. Because assuming they use that platform to review the last 2 years and give us new idea or how they are going to re-strategize to retrace their failure, they were all busy endorsing the same thing with what happened in Gombe. Gombe, that happened to be the zone of the current vice president, Senator Shetima. They went there to nearly cause chaos for the country. Very unfortunate. It means our internal democracy needs to be strengthened, and to give Nigerians confidence in our leaders. Because without internal democracy, and it's not only to APC, it's to all the political parties that we have in Nigeria. Look at what happened to SDP recently. Look at what is happening in PDP. Police took over the headquarters of PDP today. The NEC announced that another venue for the meeting, purposely because of selfish interests. Interests of Nigerians are no more there for them. 2024 budget was just being extended about 4 days ago by National Assembly till 31st of December 2025. The question we ask ourselves is, when will they now implement 2025 budget? How can you extend 2024 budget towards end of the 6 months of another year? It is so saddening that we find ourselves in this mess in this country. So I think what our politician needs to take as priority is that internal democracy, whereby nobody we endorse, nobody we impose. A situation whereby Nigerians can vote for people based on principle and capacity. Look at what happened in our neighboring country here, Ghana, in December last year. Look at engagement constructive engagement from both city government and opposition. And at the end of the day, opposition took over. I think we should learn the best practices from countries that are doing well. I didn't expect us that we'll still be in this mess in 2027. Internal democracy is key. Political ideology, we have missed it as a nation. That is why they can jump shift from a political party to another, and they've turned the country to another thing entirely. We find it difficult to differentiate between governance and politics.
Thank you, Kunle. I understand you quite well. Dr. Anosike, we've talked about the idea of how a democracy is supposed to be run. Kunle has a bright idea of how it's supposed to be. But unfortunately, that's not how it's run here. What's different between Nigerian politicians and politicians, for instance, in Ghana?
Even Socrates predicted many centuries ago that democracy would fail. And democracy has failed, especially in Nigeria, because what we are practicing at this point in time is not democracy. What this endorsement is reminding me is what Bonda Ige called the five fingers of, that's when Abacha and now the five political parties to be formed. When Abacha and now the five political parties to be formed, and everybody was endorsing Abacha. That time, even one Kanu, I've forgotten his first name, came out with youths earnestly seek for Abacha. Understand me? So everybody was, every political party was endorsing Abacha. If Abacha did not die, Abacha would have run as a sole candidate. Because all the political parties, or the five political parties, then we are collapsing for Abacha. I think his party then was a UNCP. Understand? So that is exactly what we are having now. Even or they are boasting that 5 governors from PDP are going to cross over to APC. Understand? So what is pushing them to a party that is not doing well? If you do an appraisal of Tinubu's 2 years, does anybody that has conscience deserve that to cross over to APC? Or the answer is no. But in Nigeria, we care more about politics, we care more about election than the welfare of the people. Why democracy is a government of the people. But now we have a tyranny of the few, because the National Assembly has been compromised. The judiciary has been compromised. The only organ that is functioning in the country is the executive. And it is using a stick on whoever they will. So using dumping Shetima, to me, is not strange news. For anybody who knows Tinubu's antecedents, understand? Because Tinubu has a reputation of not knowing how to manage his number 2. Example is when he was the governor of Lagos State. For 8 years, he used more than 4 deputy governors. So even so, every person who is aware of his antecedents know that him using Shetima in 2027 is him going out of his character, because that is not who he is. But whether he uses it or not, he's in problem. Understand? Because some people are saying that the Muslim ticket did not work, that he should go for a Christian from the north. And currently, they are looking at Dogara, the former speaker from Bauchi State, who is from a Christian community in Bauchi, and then the governor of Taraba State. These are the two people that they are looking, that could assume Tinubu is to pick a Christian.
But Kwankwaso, who is in the equation now, he's a Muslim.
That's assuming he's to pick a Christian.
Okay.
Because some people are saying that the Muslim ticket is not working.
Okay.
So that he should go for a Christian
Northern candidate.
northern candidate. And the two prominent ones are Dogara and the governor of Taraba State. Because former secretary to the federal government, Babachia, from Adamawa, is a Christian, understand me, but he's no more, that's in their good book.
Okay.
So whether he is speaking Kwankwaso, whether he is returning Shishetima, it's not going to be easy for him. But my concern is the well-being of the people. Understand? At least a governor, a president should focus on governance. If you have a 4 years tenure, you should use 3 years to work for the people, and now use the remaining 1 year for politics, campaign, and election. But now this is your second year. You have been endorsed for another term, which just just done 50%. And not that you even did that 50% very well.
Okay.
But these people don't care about the masses. They have compromised the electoral body and the judiciary. So they know that they can win without the vote of the people.
Do you think it's a wrong calculation on the part of the ruling party, doing this early and throwing all their options and letting the opposition? Or is it because they felt that there will be no opposition and they are showing the opposition all their strengths ahead of the election?
I don't believe that they are showing all their strengths.
Because like they're muscling the opposition,
no,
that's arrogancy and so on and so forth.
I don't believe that they are showing all their strength. And I also know that the opposition is not revealing everything. Because politics is about secrecy and silence. Understand me? Politics is about secrecy and silence. And as we are seeing this ADA, SDP, whatever, and whatever, there might be other things that the APC don't know.
Okay.
So this is a game, intrigues, understand? And it's a game of the survival of the fittest. So Gambino, they understand me, said that if you are going into this, you have to have two characters, character of a lion and a fox. Understand me? A lion is an aggressive animal. Then a fox is a tricky animal. So you must combine these two things to get what you want. And I'm sure Tinubu is doing it. The people in the opposition are also doing it.
But this talk about a new vice presidential candidate like Kwankwaso, is it a show of strategic foresight on the part of the APC? Or is this just a public humiliation of Shettima himself?
Well, whether you agree or not, Shettima has been, Ganduje has been the most successful national chairman of APC. That success unquote, because he captured all his elections. Under him, APC did not lose any election. He captured the Edo, he captured the Ondo, understand me? And he was on his way to capturing Anambra, not winning, capturing.
Okay.
So he captured, understand me,
All these
Edo
things.
and Ondo.
And they even captured governors too.
And
in the
he
south.
captured a lot of governors. Understand me? So he is the most successful APC national chairman. But because they are becoming jittery now, so a lot of things are being done, and that was why they decided that he should go. But the issue is this: Kwankwaso of 2015 is not Kwankwaso of 2020. Will not be Kwankwaso of 2027.
You think he still doesn't have a hold on Kano? Because I think the target should be the Kano vote.
How many votes did Kwankwaso did he score in Kano in 2027? 1.2 million.
That's block vote. 1.2 million. That's a lot of votes.
A lot of votes.
A lot of votes in any election.
Okay.
Let me go to Kule there. Does floating Kwankwaso as Tinubu's VP suggest desperation for northern votes or a genuine outreach for a broader national coalition?
Very much. I think it is a strategy to capture northern votes. It's not for genuine. There's no any genuineness in that. And if you look at the political arithmetic, Kwankwaso from northwest with 7 states, the whole 7 states belongs to APC currently. And if you look at where Shetima is from, northeast with 6 states, APC is having 3 states, that is Yobe, Borno, and Gombe. While the remaining 3 states, Adamawa, Bauchi, and Taraba belongs to PDP. So the strategy is to see where to get more votes against 2027. But whether it's a strategy to get more votes or it's genuineness of political situation, I think it's still early for them to start that now. And removing Ganduje because Kwankwaso is coming to APC shows that we lack that internal democracy we have been emphasizing. And it is when politicians play the games according to rule that helps the umpire, the electoral management body, INEC, opportunity to give us the best election in Nigeria. In the first place, Kwankwaso is Ganduje is not supposed to even be the chairman of the party when Able Adamu left APC. If you look at the scenario that played in the Southwest, when the former deputy governor of Osun State left as secretary, they replaced that position from Southwest from Osun State. We thought the same thing will happen to the national chairman, but unfortunately, because of political calculation, the position was taken to the Northwest, which is unfortunate. So I don't think how Shetima now is going to add value to 2027 election, whether people like it or not. Northeast is going to play a lot of political game changer in 2027. It's better for APC to go back to the drawing board and get their house also in order. Removing Shetima now is going to cause a lot of problem for them, because definitely some people will also have sympathy for Shetima as a human being. Don't forget, he was the former governor of Borno State for 8 years, senator from Borno Central for almost 2 tenures before he was picked. So bringing Kwankwaso now shows that lack of ideology from our politicians. It is the same Kwankwaso that fought APC in 2023 general election to form NMPP. Now coming back to APC, of what value, of what ideology is bringing. And like Dr. Anosike said, Kwankwaso of 2015, 2023 will not be the same Kwankwaso of 2027. And like one of the APC members said from Borno South, said politicians are the one decamping, voters are not decamping. So it is a signal and message for our politicians to understand that Nigerians are looking at them, because indicators most Nigerians will look at in 2027 is that as my life better before this government, why do I need to vote for them? More Nigerians are being politically educated these days, and people will be shocked. Like many of the APC members said, that Jonathan was endorsed by about 28 governors that time. But what happened in 2015? He was disappointed, because you can't tell me that as at May 29 or 28, 2023, we are buying fuel at less than 200 naira. Today we are buying fuel at almost 1,000 naira, 1,001 in Abuja here. So people will decide whether they remove Shetima or not. They still want to give Nigerians more power to show that they are not happy with this administration. I think it will be better for them. We are planning for area council election in FCT. Now, APC didn't conduct any primary under Ganduje as the national chairman last week. They just imposed aspirants on people. And is that the government that want to relieve Nigerians in 2027? The answer is no. So they need to be careful and play the game according to the rules and put Nigerians at their heart. It is when they do that that Nigerians will see that yes, this government is trying. It's not about telling us grammar. We are tired of all those things. Nigerians want to see that if I get to market, I buy a bag of rice at lesser price compared to what I've been buying it 2-3 years ago. Not telling us that you are putting policy in place that are not inclusive. That is not what Nigerians want to listen to. So removing Chetima, replacing it with Kwankwaso, of what value that Kwankwaso is bringing, that he has not performed as former Minister of Defense, as former Governor of Kano State, like that. So I think as a senator representing Kano Central, so what new things is he bringing that they think Shetima can give them? And if we all agree as a nation for us to balance it and make it inclusive, as they have been shouting, can they look for Christian to replace him in 2027, allow him to finish his tenure? That may give Nigerians some sense of consideration. They can pick any Christian from anywhere in the north. We have a lot of Christians in the north, even from northwest. Go to Kaduna, go and pick from Kaduna South. Go to Kano to go and pick, or go to Sanfara to go and pick, or you pick from Yobe, or you pick from Adamawa, or you pick from anywhere. So for Obauchi, so if it is Christian, some people may feel that at least to some extent inclusion has been considered, and a particular religion has been considered in the governance. That may be better, but a situation whereby Muslim ticket, they were able to get it in 2023. If they try it in 2027,
all right,
their name is sorry. So
right.
that is the way I look at it.
All right, Kunle definitely wouldn't have it. And of course, it looks like the vice presidential candidate, wherever he goes to in the APC, does not concern Kunle. But do you think it's going to change the dynamics for Tinubu in the 2027 election, whoever he picks as his vice ahead of Shetima?
In most elections, people vote because of the president, not necessarily because of the vice president. But there's an important role that a vice presidential candidate plays in an election. It balances on the president. Understand me? We are understand me? Just like having a Muslim ticket is one-sided. But if you have a Muslim as a presidential candidate, then a Christian as a vice presidential candidate, or the vice has balanced the president. That's a religion-wise. And the picking a northern vice president and a southern president you have also balanced it. So this is the role that a vice president, that a vice presidential candidate plays. But in a democratic election, the focus is basically on the president, because it is the president that is commander-in-chief, not the vice. Okay. Understand me? So people vote mostly because of the president and not because of the vice president. But in this situation, as I said, the vice balances the
presidential candidate.
Or the presidential candidate. But in this one, Northeast remains the only geopolitical zone in the north that has not produced a president since 1999. Just like Southeast remains the only geopolitical zone that had not produced a president in 1999. So when you remove a Shetima and give to Kwankwaso, understand? Buhari is from northwest. Kwankwaso is from northwest. Northeast will rebel. Understand me? Northeast will rebel because you are a kind of skimming them out. Because what they are hoping is that by 2031, somebody from the northeast will take over from Tinubu, maybe Shetima or Nuhu Rebadu. So if you remove Kwankwaso now, if you remove Shetima now, the people of Northeast will not be happy. So then, and the Kwankwas and himself, Shetima, he's a very, even though he's from Kanuri, which is a minority tribe, but as a governor, he has built a lot of bridges. As a two-time governor, as a senator, and so on and so forth. And he has a lot of sympathizers. So you cannot remove him and expect his sympathizers to vote for APC. So that's why I say, no matter any side that Tinubu chooses, he's going to get hot in 2027.
Okay.
No matter any side he chooses, he's going to get hot in 2027.
You're thinking about the president?
Or the president.
Okay.
Understand me? Removing him and putting Kwankwaso from the northwest, where Buhari comes from. Northeast people will rebel against Tinubu because Northeast remains the only geopolitical zone has not produced a president.
You think the president has not done his calculation if he's taking around Kwankwaso? Because Kwankwaso is going to give him automatic over 1 million votes. And he wants to gamble with the other state because 1 million is surer than other votes scattered in other regions, other part of the region.
Don't be too sure of that 1 million. Ganduje also has his own sympathizers.
Okay. At least Ganduje is from Kanu. If he's going to agree to a Kwankwaso, that means he's willing to make sure that Kanu works for Tinubu.
Ganduje did not resign voluntarily. Understand me? Ganduje did not resign voluntarily.
Okay.
So he is not happy, and his supporters are not happy. Understand me?
I know he's not a good friend with Kwankwaso.
So he was a Kwankwaso. When Kwankwaso was the governor, he was the deputy. Understand me? So the issue, he's not happy, his supporters will not be happy. So APC, what they are thinking that they have Nigeria in their pocket, at the end of the day, they will be shocked by what they will get in 2027.
All right, let's go back to the man of the moment. Talking about the Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has officially declared his intention to run for president again in 2027. And speaking during an X Live Spaces session, Obi stated he would serve only a single 4-year term if elected and pledged to restore national stability within 2 years. He dismissed any alliance with Atiku Abubakar but welcomed coalition talks centered on Nigerians' key challenges such as insecurity, the economy, and food scarcity. Obi outlined his first 100-day priorities as security, education, and poverty reduction, adding that he would combat corruption and reduce governance costs from day one. He promised that his family would not be involved in government corruption and vowed to end the trend of party switching by elected officials. Obi emphasized that governance must reflect integrity and commitment, drawing from his tenure as Anambra governor. On the current government, Obi criticized President Tinubu's domestic absence and what he sees as misplaced priorities like commissioning bus stops amid widespread insecurity. He stressed that in 2027 his campaign would take a peaceful but firm stance, ensuring transparency and that votes will count. He also reiterated his belief in power rotation and said leadership should be about service, not personal comfort. Let me take this over to Kule. Kule, taking a look at Peter Obi's comment, very, very heavy and weighty there, because he will be held into account if eventually he's been asked, okay, now you're now president, you want to run for a second term. What does this say about history? History has taught us what happens to a president who promises one term and decided to run for another term, and what happened eventually to Goodluck Jonathan, who is a perfect example.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it still boiled down to that lack of internal democracy in our politics. And why I appreciate Mr. Peter Obi for the way he's engaging APC, because his party is not even the major opposition, but he leverage on information that he has to engage the
Are you still with us?
that what he's doing is what PDP and other opposition parties should be doing. No, can you hear me clearly
yes,
now?
Yes, go ahead.
So I think to some extent, Peter Obi is playing the role of opposition. However, it still boils down to the lack of internal democracy, especially if you look at what is happening now in Labour Party. Because the problem all political parties have, like I mentioned in Nigeria, is that internal democracy. After 2023 election, look at what happened to Labour Party. Just 2 or 3 days ago, we saw a member of Labour Party in Edo State, a senator or member of House of Rep, who decamped to APC. And like that, now in National Assembly, we have just only 4 Labour Party in National Assembly, all in all. Compared to what we had at the beginning of 2023, we thought the Labour Party will engage the ruling party constructively, but unfortunately, that is not the case. So I think Mr. Obi needs to go back and rearrange Labour Party, discuss with Labour as a union, and see how they can form formidable opposition before 2027. Otherwise, on which platform Mr. Obi is going to come out? Why people are decamping from PDP now is very understandable. It's because of the problem they have currently, because everybody is after either to return for second term or to sustain a position or be relevant politically. If not, assuming PDP put their house in order, the level of the campaign that we are experiencing will not be the case. So Mr. Peter Obi is engaging well, as it is expected, as an opposition person. But I think they need to do that because our constitution didn't allow independent candidacy. Assuming a situation whereby our electoral act make provision for independent candidacy, Mr. Peter Obi will have an opportunity to contest as independent candidate. However, there is need for him to go back to his party, Labour Party, and also mobilize more like minds to Labour Party and resolve the issues at the Labour Party once and for all, and give Nigerians that platform that we can look at or engage with. But sincerely, I think he's doing well to even put the ruling party on the track. He engaged almost all their policies, whether anybody like it or not. What we expect PDP to do is what Mr. Peter Obi is doing, which is a welcome idea. It's brilliant. It makes democracy to be meaningful. However, you need a strong platform to contest in Nigeria because our political system make provision for platform to contest an election. And INEC as an umpire, we only recognized political party that have proper structure in place. Look at what INEC chairman said 2 days ago to the PDP. Go back to your house, go and obey the Supreme Court's judgment. We have received different letters from your party, one signed by this, one signed by another person. So which one do you want us to recognize? So and that is why many people are moving away from PDP, because for them to contest in 2027, if they can resolve the internal problem they have with the position of national secretary, it's going to give them a problem, because who is going to write letter to INEC? Election is coming now. So the same thing with Mr. Peter Obi. There is need for him to go back and rearrange, re-strategize, and convince Nigeria more why they should believe in his theory and what he's talking about. I think that is the best he can do.
All right. Let me go to Dr. Anosike. Can a single-term presidency genuinely deliver the structural reforms Nigeria needs, or does that limit real impact and accountability?
Jerry, government is a continuum.
Okay.
You don't need to start a project and finish it. Understand me? One government can come and lay a foundation. Another one will come and build the wall. Then another one will come and roof the building. Understand me? This is what I mean by government being a continuum. But in Nigeria, because of corruption, because of people seeking a kind of unnecessary achievement while impoverishing other people, they always want to say, "Na me build this, na me build that." It's wrong. It is wrong. I strongly believe that a president can lay a solid foundation in 4 years. Understand me? Exit for another person to come and start and come and continue from where that person stops.
How did that help Anambra, for instance? Okay, he did 8 years, for instance, in Anambra. The person who took over has been found wanting of being involved in corruption.
He did 8 years, left the account in green.
In green, but when Willie Obiano was
a madman came and turned the account into red.
What about if another one happens at the presidential level?
So Ludo is now trying to build up what Obiano messed up.
Okay.
Understand me? Because this man was using billions of naira to fund Obiano, billions of naira to fund the office of the first lady every year. Obiano. But Peter Obi told his wife, "It was me that Anambra people voted, not you. So go home and sit down." Peter Obi his wife was never first lady when Peter Obi was in office. That's when we talk about somebody being frugal, somebody being prudent.
Okay.
Understand me?
Okay.
So
is that not enough lesson not to want to take 4 years?
No, you know what Peter Obi is a gentleman. Understand me? He's not a greedy person. Mind you, in 2005, when Supreme Court declared him the winner of Anambra State governorship election, by then Chris Ngige had done 3 years. Peter Obi said, "Let me just go and finish the remaining 1 year." Then it was Femi Fanana that said, "No, your 4-year tenure starts the day you are sworn in." So you are going to do 4 years. So Peter Obi had that in mind that he would just finish Ngige's tenure.
Okay.
That shows you that he's not a desperate person. So in this year, this one he doesn't want to break the gentleman agreement of north-south, that power should be rotating between the north and the south. So
okay.
Tinubu, by 2027, will have done 4 years, which means remaining 4 years for the south.
So that means in support of a rotation.
So that's why he's saying, let me go and complete the remaining 4 years, so that the north will have their own 8 years.
Okay.
Understand me?
Okay, that's an interesting calculation.
So, but and I told you on this table that Peter Obi is not going to run on Labour Party.
Yeah, you said
and
so.
if he wants to run there, he will not run as a president. INEC will disqualify him.
All right.
Atiku will not run under PDP.
We're pressed for time.
If he runs under PDP, he will not run. INEC will disqualify him.
All right, we're pressed for time, and of course, Dr. Anoske, it's been a pleasure having you, as well as Kule Adefolayo. On your debut, you did very well. Thank you very much for being a part of the issues.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. All right. Thank you for staying with us on the issues. As Nigeria faces crucial choices, it's vital we keep asking the tough questions and demanding honest answers. From the sidelining of a vice president to promises of a new political era, the next chapter in our nation's story is unfolding, and it's our duty to watch, understand, and engage. I am Jerry Apeliai. Until next time, stay informed, stay involved, and keep your voice strong.